Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston, and when we come back, we're going to look at a brand new super action figure that just came in from Japan that is sure to be a Superman in your collection. Come on back.
Respect the monkey!
Welcome back, guys, and look, I kept my word, didn't I? This is a super action figure. It's Play Arts Kai, Man of Steel, Superman action figure. And let's get right into it. Play Arts Kai, for some of you who don't know, is a Japan-based toy manufacturer who got its big push and big start in the toy business doing properties based on the popular video games of the last few years. And now, in the last 2 years or so, they've gotten the DC license. So they've been doing a lot of the superhero stuff from the Arkham Asylum line, and now they're going into the movies with Man of Steel. Let's take a look at this great box. Here we have a likeness of the actual action figure on the box with a picture of what seems to be like a planet in the back and just radiating the sunlight in the back of the Man of Steel. We turn it around to the sides. We have a nice little Superman insignia along with Play Arts Kai's insignia, and it says Man of Steel right there. Very good paintwork. Here we have some great poses of the Man of Steel like in a space type vacuum, and he's just doing a nice little pose like you always see Superman do in the last few movies, and when he's up in space over the earth. And there he is, another pose, give you some nice thing. You have a little General Zod cheat of the figure that's coming next. And we have all this indicia here from Play Arts Kai. We turn it around to the side, same thing again, Superman indicia. On the top, Superman insignia with the attention on choking hazard. Let's pop this puppy open. Inside, it's a great presentation. You get this frosted S of the Superman logo, and then you see Superman right there. His hands would hit there, but I moved them. Haha, cheated on you guys, moved his hands. And then you have Superman again, the figure, posed again in a nice pose right there, and it tells you a nice little read down on Superman and Henry Cavill. So looking at accessories, I didn't take out the stand. You get a kind of a nice clear stand here that you have to put together yourself with assembly, very easy assembly instructions that come on the side of the box. When you open the box up like a butterfly box, it opens up, and they give you a tool to actually make the stand. It's a 1, 2, 3, got screws here and stuff. It looks kind of complicated, but really it's a 1, 2, 3 situation. It takes a few moments just to really put the stand together with the tool they give you. Very easy, and it shows you on this side how to connect his hands. The only accessories beside the stand that come with this Superman is two sets of hands. One is a fist. You get two fists, and then you get this kind of a cringing action hand. So the hand is kind of like in a grabbing, getting ready to grab, or a movement pose, which is interesting because they didn't give you any flying hands, the straight out flying hands like that you would seem to get or think you'd get automatically with a Superman flying figure, but they don't give you that. Play Arts Kai has a little bit of a funkiness to me. I have a love-hate relationship with the way their figures overall look. They give you great articulation, but the way they design their figures is like a signature move for them. That's all their figures are pretty much designed in this way. But they look so jointy and weird that they're kind of almost distracts from the overall aesthetic of the figure. But once you get it in a pose you like, it looks pretty darn cool. But let's go over this articulation. Play Arts Kai has the head turned like that, comes on a separate joint, so you can turn the head any way you want, along with a separate neck joint. So the neck goes deeply down, goes up about that much, which is interesting. None of the toys I've reviewed so far of a Superman does the head go all the way back into a pure righteous flying pose, except for the Sideshow Christopher Reeve Superman. That has a good tilt up on the head. But this doesn't go back that far, but it gets a nice deep down pose like that. It has a nice articulation, has that side joint. Now this is one of the things I was talking about Play Arts Kai. It has that little separate joint that pulls out. which is good because it allows you to wrap your figure's arms actually even around like that, which most figures cannot do. Go that deep into someone's one side of the arm to the other side of the arm. So very good on that. It has a nice bicep swivel. It has that ratcheting. We love that ratchet sound. It means it's a tight joint. It has that ratcheting forearm bend, and it has the wrist bend and swivel, and that happens on both sides of the arm. It has an ab crunch right there. It has a nice pelvis move. Now, once again, talking the articulation, this cod piece is almost like a cod piece. It actually should be his actual groin and lower abdomen, but it looks almost like a cod piece because it's a plastic that moves. It floats as to make better movement around your figure. Especially with Play Arts cod, because they always have this joint in their thighs that makes the figures able to open up like that. Because they do a lot of video game figures and martial art style figures from the video games, and so they want to give you that kick and that spread and that split ability that you can duplicate when you get the figure. And they just carry that over to all their figures now, no matter what the subject matter. They have that split ability like that. You can go back about that far. Once again, that little floating piece is also his butt. It's a little rubbery butt that's loose. Like I said, Play Arts Kai, it's very ingenious how they do it, but it's kind of distracting, because look at that. You know, it's kind of distracting from the overall piece. It's like a beautiful mess. If I can describe it, be a beautiful mess, because it looks so nice, but yet it takes away and can almost detract from the actual flow and the aesthetic of the actual figure. Here we have that double jointed knee. Another Play Arts Kai thing. They give you this big knee joint that looks really weird once you bend it all the way back, if you have to pose it in that pose. But because of this Man of Steel blue is uniformly blue, it doesn't look that bad. You can get away with it when you put a pose up like that. You can kind of get away with it and cheat it down a little bit like that. But in other Play Arts Kai figures, when they have different colors that are close to this kneecap, it looks really weird. Like on the Batman Arkham, it can look really funky and weird when you pose it. You get a heel swivel. They give you also, look at that heel movement. That's wonderful, and off the ball joint. And you get toe articulation. Not much, but the toe can swivel like that. But that doesn't go up and down. And that's on both legs. So once again, you see that those joint movements right in there? That's my love-hate relationship with Play Arts Kai. But it gives you the ability to move your waist and upper torso in a lot of different funky, drastic styles like that, cut turn like that if you wanted to catch him turning on a fly. The cape also has its own articulation. Now, this is another thing Play Arts Kai has done with their capes, especially on the Arkham Batman series. And I'm talking about this because Play Arts Kai is starting to get into the superhero realm, which is kind of new for them. Because like I said earlier, they got their claim to fame with video games. But they do this split cape thing. Now, the Batman cape is split into two sections, this section, and this section. And you can spread it out. And once again, it looks kind of funky, but then when you get it in a static pose where you want it, it looks kind of cool. So that's kind of a double hate. But this cape, what I don't like about this cape, first of all, is that it has all these creases in it on top, and then it drops drastically to these big folds. And it looks weird. It doesn't look seamless. Now, I can understand they got this separate piece here. All right, that's their deal. But it still should look more seamless. Also, they gave you extra pieces on both sides, which it doesn't mean. It should come down to this side like that. See, like that, it should look like that, pretty similar to that. And you'd still get all the flexibility. It would just look more streamlined instead of that big extra piece on both sides, which I don't like. Now, you raise it up, and you see that the cape is on its ratchet lift, too. You can move the cape around. You can even take the cape off, pull it off these two sockets, and put it right back in. It's a real easy, simple thing to do. But it gives the capability to go very high like that, or to move it around in any type of poses you want to get the cape in. If you do the cape too drastically, it'll fall off like that. But while I have the cape off, let's talk about some of this detail. The detail on the suit is really nice. It has a nice texture to it, like the Superman uniform did in the movies, and they spared no expense on doing the back of it. Very nice. Now they chose to use the silver painting to do the ribbing, and some toys are doing the gold, some toys are doing the dark brown, but they chose to do the silver, which doesn't bother me. It could have been more muted because it stands out really drastic. Also, the blue of this isn't the exact true blue that is in the movie. This is kind of a more metallic blue, silverish blue that they used on this, I guess, to go with the silver of the side. Play Arts Kai doesn't usually do an exact duplicate of the subject matter that they're copying for their figures. They do artistic license, what they call. They take a little liberties. They always give you this kind of a Japanese feel, animated feel on the face. So it's never an exact likeness. They don't even try to go for it. They don't give you an exact likeness of the figured subject matter. My producer said he looks a little bit like Hayden Christensen from Star Wars. He does, actually, with the hairstyle and everything. But the hairstyle is really nice, kind of point on for the Henry Cavill version of Superman. Play Arts Kai does this funky thing too with their paints. Their paints on their face always looks kind of smudged, like they took black and somebody put their fingers on and just smudged it around, because it always looks weird. If that's catching it all, it always looks. All their figures look like they have a 5 o'clock shadow, and their faces are kind of smudged. So there he is, looking like that. The Henry Cavill version Man of Steel from Play Arts Kai. Now, he won't stand up very well on his own. The thing that keeps him supported is his cape touches the ground, which I love the length of this cape, and I also love the sculpting in this cape. It's very good. But he's standing, leaning against the cape. Now, it might sound like I'm rallying and ranting on Play Arts Kai, and I'm not. I love Play Arts Kai. And listen, anybody that gives us a Superman or Batman figure these days that is over 6 inch or the slightly kiddiness of a Mattel figure, I'm all for. It's just that Play Arts Kai has certain distinctions about their sculptures and about the way they handle their properties that it takes a little bit of a getting used to. But if that doesn't bother you at all, and you just like having a great Superman figure like I do, then yeah, this is a good figure. I really love it. Look at that S. That's fantastic. Looking at a comparison of action figures, the Play Arts Kai Man of Steel figure comes in at almost about 9 1/4 inches. It's almost like 10 inches of figure. That's great. Here he is compared with a DC Direct 6.5 inch Batman figure. So you see, you get a nice hefty figure in there. Now, like I said, I'm not ranting on Play Arts Kai. I love Play Arts Kai, and anytime they give us a Superman figure or we get a great-looking Batman figure, I'm all for it. It's just that, like I also said, it takes a little bit of getting used to this style and the articulation of Play Arts Kai distinctiveness. But if that doesn't bother you, and if you already have the Batman Arkham line, then you know what I'm talking about. If you have any other their video line properties, you know what I'm talking about. It won't bother you. So on that note, should you get this Superman figure? Yes, definitely. Because it's a unique figure, and if you're like all things Superman like I do, then you want to have something that pops and looks really great and even unique looking in your collection. And this definitely falls in the category of that. Now, this figure is going to run you about $75 to $85 on the open market. That's no aftermarket. That's right now if you buy it. They just started hitting the mom-pop stores and online stores now, and that's how you'd have to get them. But he's a very, very good figure. I like him, and I think it's really, really cool. So, thank you guys for joining us on another edition of Gifted Monkey TV. And write down below, comment below, what's your favorite Man of Steel figure that you have so far? Do you like the Man of Steel figures that you're seeing coming out? Do you like this particular Play Arts Kai figure? Write back to me, because you know I'll get back to you. And subscribe and put a little like on it if you like us. And remember, collecting toys, even a Play Arts Kai 9 1/4 inch Superman Man of Steel action figure, can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.